and gentlemen, welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Falak Khan, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions, by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry stalwart on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Krishnakant Joshi. Hello, welcome, Mr. Joshi. We are glad to have you here today with us on FaceTime with Leaders. So let me give you a quick brief about Mr. Joshi. His professional journey spans decades and embodies a unique blend of leadership, strategic thinking, and commercial acumen. His work tenure in the oil and gas industry has been characterized by a commitment to excellence, a talent for negotiation, and a passion for business development. He has held significant roles with notable achievements at each juncture. Having begun his journey as a drilling engineer on the Karaikal and Jaisalmer projects, where he honed his skills in resource management, cost control, and execution excellence, he ventured into the realm of vigilance, conducting audits of high-value contracts and studying systems to prevent corruption. At present, he is Director, Operations and BT at BPRL, where he looks after operations of the upstream business of BPCL subsidiary BPRL. So, Mr. Joshi, could you sum up your career journey with highlights on important achievements, major career decisions, etc. for our viewers?
Thank you, Falak. Thank you, Falak, for the question. My journey in the oil industry is a roller coaster ride. Actually, I have graduated as a civil engineer, and when you see my roller coaster ride, I have got an experience of working in various disciplines, and I have in between acquired too many qualifications also. Like I did my master's in environmental engineering, I did my master's in international business, and there are even from the computer applications like diploma in client server technology also. So in a sense, when you look into the journey, the qualification wise, the academic wise also, I have done achieved many, the milestones. Whereas if you see my experience journey, I've been into the core discipline of the drilling engineering, then moved out to the vigilance, which is a very important moral and ethics, which teach the employees that how to be morally correct. And thereafter, I did my master's in international business and got the exposure of the business development. Business development in the parlance of normally it goes into the marketing, which is not the correct in our system, because it's basically the strategic initiatives taken by the companies. So I was involved in the BD and JV group in the downstream sector of the ONGC, and I have rather initiated many initiatives in investment in the entire LNG value chain. And thereafter, I was the head of the marketing for the ONGC Pradesh, looking after the entire equity route. And thereafter, I was posted as country manager for a project in Kazakhstan. So in totality, if you see that I have been in so many spheres of the oil industry value chain in various departments, which has given me an immense exposure. And if I started jotting down the achievements, it would be a very long list, because there are so many things which I cannot even tell because of the confidentiality. But still, I still can tell you a few of the achievements which I really feel that I have achieved it. When you are talking about the business development group, I had actually initiated the entire LNG value chain investment by the ONGC. Thereafter, as a head of marketing, I have initiated two marketing agreements which have eventually saved, I think, millions of dollars to the organization, which was quite innovative and which was never thought of during those times. But I had to impact upon to the management, and these things have been changed, and accordingly the company has actually got benefit out of it. Thereafter, when I was in overseas assignment, there also when you see that the decision making was so fast, and when the closure of the office was around to happen, at that time also I had to take decision very fast to close the office, because if I am not closing the office without any other formalities being done, it would be costing us thousands of dollars. But timely decision has been taken by me, and the office was closed in time. So there were many other, the LNG SPAs or there, so many, the contract negotiations has been done, which has actually eventually helped in building up the company's growth profile.
That's indeed really very interesting, and I must say truly inspiring, your career journey so far. I'm sure like you've just grown over the years and come where you have, where you are right now today. So as a business development professional, what are some major transformations you have brought about?
There are various major transformations which has been, because, ONGC is a being an upstream company, and they have never envisaged themselves into the downstream sector. LNG being, the major downstream, you can say the subject, nobody has ever thought of going big, because most of the other petroleum companies are actually going big in the LNG sector. But no, ONGC being an upstream company has never thought of it. But our, the bigger, the leader, the visionary leader, Mr. Subir Raha, when he came, he has this vision of expansion of ONGC into the downstream sector, which is wherein LNG is one of the major important, the factor. So when I joined the business development group of ONGC, nobody was actually looking into the LNG per se. So when I started my career in the business development after doing my MBA, I completely made an emphasis upon ONGC to look into this value chain. So if you see the achievement, we have started negotiations with the investment in various LNG projects like Papua New Guinea, Iran, in various US LNG projects. Then the major thing, because once you know that you have invested in the LNG project, you have to have some receiving terminal also. So there we had actually conceptualized the regas terminal at Mangalore, and this terminal was to be, pursued by the three bigger companies. Three companies, BPCL, Mitsui, and ONGC, along with New Mangalore Port Trust, in the presence of Petroleum Minister. So this was all the initiative taken by me, and ultimately we had signed an MOU to develop the regas terminal. Then I had actually taken the initiative, if you have a gas, then where to use it. Then the ONGC participated in the round 3 and round 4 of the city gas distribution also. And we had submitted our bid, though we were not qualified, but the entire strategy was developed by me. And it was under the leadership of my director of business development, who has helped and actually supported it. But it was really a great achievement to think even to develop a strategy in LNG value chain. So that was in the business development sphere. If you see, this was my the greatest contribution, and during this the journey, I had interacted with the likes of Shell, Exxon, Mitsui, and if you name it, all those the companies, bigger companies. The interaction was very good, and since we have to take the investment and we have to buy the LNG, so it was a very great interaction. But after the business development, I have to move out to the as a head of marketing in the OGC Videsh.
That's really very great to know, I must say. So moving ahead, I would like to know, like, what principles do you live by in your professional life?
Actually, my principles are very simple. Uh, Basically, I believe in 100% dedication to my work, whichever field I am working. Though if I am in the drilling discipline, where we have to work like a, the lowest rate, where I can be doing my pipe connections, the greasing of the pipe, or if I am in the vigilance where the integrity is the most important thing, or whether I am in the business development, so 100% dedication towards work. I believe in honesty and integrity of a person. There is nobody can question on my honesty and integrity. Then the third is basically I treat every employee of my organization, whether he is superior or whether he is junior to me, I treat them with respect and I always try to support them and basically the knowledge dissemination. I always try to give anybody who is interested to know, I would share my knowledge and these are the four principles which actually helped me in my growth.
That's really very wonderful, I must say. So you have a degree in environmental engineering with sustainable learnings and a non-green energy work profile. Our viewers would like to know what elements of your learnings you have incorporated into your non-sustainable work roles.
As an oil and gas professional, when I completed, because my this degree in environmental engineering was completed during my tenure in ONGC, I did it as a part-time. So everybody knows that a hydrocarbon as such, if you say oil and gas, oil is always having a very high carbon footprint. Whereas if you compare with the oil, the gas, or the LNG, that would have a minimum carbon footprint in comparison to the oil. So once I was having this knowledge with my environmental engineering degree, I tried to emphasize upon that we should be using gas or LNG as a fuel of the future. And if you see that within 2006 to 2015, around 9 years, fuel was always, the gas was always the fuel of the century, which was considered to be having a lesser carbon footprint. And even if you see the present, the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, he is also emphasizing that we should have a gas-based economy. When you have a gas-based economy, your carbon footprints are reduced to a maximum extent. So this was my learning from my environmental engineering degree that we have to reduce our carbon footprint. And similarly, when you are doing the dirty drilling, it's always called dirty drilling because whenever you are drilling, you are actually displacing the farmers, you are displacing their products. जो फसलें हैं, those has to be removed. But when you complete your job, you complete your well drill, then there has to be restoration of the land, and this restoration has to be the international standard, so that it goes into the actual the shape. It should be in there should not be any pollution out there. So that learning from the environmental engineering how to reduce the pollutants and how to make a land to its original restoration level, that was basically implemented by me during whenever we used to drill a well and when we used to come out of the well, and land has to be handed over to the farmers.
That's great, I must say. So, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
See, I would say that it is improving our environment and social credential to demonstrate our commitment to responsible business processes and to our business stakeholders. And as an ESG and corporate governance expert, I prefer sustainability as a strategy which should be aligned with the environmental and social aspects of governance. The due care should be emphasized how communities get impacted by development, how water resources and environment is getting impacted, and what is the relation between industry and biodiversity. So, as a ESG and corporate governance, my emphasis would always be on the sustainability of the development, taking due care of environment and the biodiversity.
That's really very great, I must say, sir. So, when we talk about technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.0?
I think this is a question for my generation. It's a very big, because what I have seen in from my childhood, the technology has advanced, I think,
Right.
tremendously, because
Yes.
what we have seen the black and white TV with antenna and now a TV on mobile, it's a
Right.
amazing. There is a technological, the huge sea change in the technological environment. So undoubtedly, because I still remember we used to have the inventory management and the analysis of the seismic data, 3D seismic data on the paper. So paper in cards used to be there to maintain the inventory, and the seismic, the logs were always on the paper roll where the geologists used to see it. Now, if you see, everything is in computerized form, and AI ML, they are actually doing the human job. And actually, we can if you see the 3D seismic data, which were analyzed during my period, so 90 to 2000, in the log, paper log, and now if you see with the AI ML, we actually can pinpoint the reserves, we can see the results very categorically, clearly, specifically, and we know exactly the location to drill. So this is a huge change from paper to paperless. So, and I think with the advent of the blockchain, the inventory management would be good. Then I think they would be using lesser manpower, and though there are so many other things which are going to happen,
Yes.
which an artificial and machine learning can actually help you in analyzing those things.
Right. That's there. So it's just like advancing day by day. So, as you know, we are building a community of industry magnets. The move is meant for cross pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So, what are your thoughts about this initiative taken about by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
First of all, I must thank both of them for this opportunity, because this is going to be a major development going to happen in the industry. Because when we are talking about the corporate governance by the board of directors and the industry experts, once this platform is developed, the, the leaders, they can interact with each other. And I have seen many of the directors on the board who may not have the understanding of the corporate governance and the ESG, though they have heard about it. But it's very difficult to, when there's somebody who is very on the technical background, his normal focus is on the technical side of it. But once you are there on the board, you have to focus on the sustainable development, and the decision making has to be taken care with the ESG and the corporate governance model. So once this platform is actually being developed, then I think the industry expert can actually share their experiences, and with this experiences, they can actually achieve what is to be done during the decision making in a board when you are actually taking the decision for the growth of the company. So I think this is a very good initiative, and I am really happy to be part of it.
That's really very great, I must say, and truly very kind words indeed. So it was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Mr. Krishnakant Joshi, for joining us today. We wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much once again for sharing all your wonderful insights, your different principles that you follow day by day, and the values and the career journey that you mentioned with us. I'm sure, like everyone watching this, it is going to help them grow in their careers too.
Thank you. Thank you, Falak. Thank you.